the webinar.
Perfect.
Okay, so everybody's coming in. Wonderful. Oh, I see them coming in. Welcome,
Mhm.
everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a big crowd today. We're very excited for World Read Aloud Day. Well, in honor, it's really World Read Aloud Day. There's a little discrepancy of what the actual day is, right? We've seen kind of different dates. So this is in honor of World Read Aloud today. I don't know if today is the actual date, but we're
It
so
is.
excited to have Ame Dyckman with us. Her book just came out yesterday, right, Amy?
Hi. Yes, that's correct. Hi, Jane. Hi, Casey. Hi, everyone that's tuning in. Thank you, everyone who's participating and joining us today. The wonderful Mutt-i-grees program, our friends at North Shore Animal League, and of course Scholastic, who set this up for me today.
I
I'm
know.
Ame Dyckman, children's author, and I'm very excited to celebrate World Read Aloud Day with everyone. And it's such an interesting time because yesterday was a big day for us. We had another book come out. So it's the book birthday. Yay! Whoop. Ah, look what happened. Now you know it's live, right? It's the book
We love
birthday
that.
of
We love that.
Snaps.
Oh, and congratulations.
Yay!
Congratulations, Amy. Your books are
Thank
so
you.
fun and they're such a delight. And we want to thank everyone. And please feel free to put questions. I'm going to go dark and let Amy take over, but please put any questions you have in the Q&A. And at the end, Amy will answer. And let us know where you're from, who's joining us today. So I'm going to just sign off and let Amy start. You go for it, Amy, and let's all have a lot of fun.
You got it. Thank you so much, Jane. And hi, everyone. Again, for everyone who's just joining us, welcome to World Read Aloud Day. I am so thrilled to be here. I'm Ame Dyckman, children's author. And as of yesterday, when Duckie and Snaps, We Cannot Be Friends came out, it's its book birthday. As of yesterday, I am the author of 26 published books for children. So I make everything from picture books to board books for like our little brothers and sisters, and early readers from our friends who are just learning to read themselves. I'm really excited to get to share this one with you today. Like I said, I'm the author, so I do the words. I have an idea for a story, I create some characters, and then I write all the text. But I don't illustrate. I like to illustrate for fun, but not professionally. I love to let that to turn that over to the folks who really enjoy illustrating and drawing and bringing characters to life. And this one is illustrated by Tim Miller. So today, to celebrate World Read Aloud Day and coinciding with the book birthday of Duckie and Snaps, We Cannot Be Friends, we will have a read aloud of this book. I will show it to you. We'll get to read it aloud, make some funny voices. We will get to talk about what it means to be an author, and I'll show you some of the other books I've done as well. I'll talk about a little bit about inspiration, how I became an author, and how if you have an interest in books and drawing and illustrating, how you can get into books too. And oh, my very favorite part, after I show you a little sneak peek of what's coming up next, so you'll be some of the first kids and first groups to ever see some of the new projects that aren't even out yet. Then we get to my very favorite part, which is I want to hear from you. So I want to know what you would like to see in an upcoming book. If you think, there's a book I should make about something and I haven't gotten into it yet, you tell me what it should be. And also, if you have any questions about the process at all. So I'd love to hear from you. And greetings to everyone who's joining us from wherever you happen to be. So I'm in central New Jersey. That's where I live with my husband and my daughter. And we are fortunate to have lots of wonderful animals around our property. And for whatever reason, they're really comfortable around us. We might open the door someday and have a fox just chilling on our porch. We have buddies, we have deer crossing through. We had a family of squirrels that adopted us. We love animals, and this is all fabulous with me because I've loved animals ever since I was little. When I was little, I had, oh goodness, my family had dogs, we had cats, and then on my own, I had fish. I had hermit crabs, which are fascinating little friends. And we even had a rat, and she was lovely. And I know you might go, a rat, but no, she was fabulous. Now, we're talking about getting a dog ourselves someday. So, as an author, what do I do when there's something that I don't know about? I turn to books. And so I am getting prepared for our future dog. I got for dummies and I got dog training for dummies and I'm going to learn all about dogs. And when we are ready, we will reach out maybe to our friends at North Shore Animal League and see if there's maybe a doggy for us that could use a good home. Not sure what kind of doggy yet. I could also use tips on that. We're maybe thinking of something little, like maybe like a Yorkie, and then look, we could match. But maybe Yorkie or wonderful mixes of dogs too. So we will see, and hopefully by maybe later in the year, next year, I will be all prepared. I will have studied. We'll be ready, and we'll have some time, and we will go for it and add a wonderful addition to our family because we do love pets. We do love animals. Okay, so where to begin? Like I mentioned, I have 26 books out of the world. I would love to show some of them to you. And some of these you may have seen in your school library. Maybe you see me at a festival, a bookstore near you, maybe at a different colored hair. I often change my hair color, so you might see me with yellow hair or even blue hair or green hair or purple hair. I've had it all, sometimes by accident. You never know how it'll turn out, but it's still me. So maybe you've seen me or some of my books around. And here we go. Like I mentioned, I have 26 books, so I'm going to show them to you. A lot of these, I've been fortunate too to have them featured in the Scholastic Book Fair. So maybe they've come like literally right to your school. But we love schools, we love school libraries, and we love public libraries as well. All right, ready? Here we go. So my very first book was Boy and Bot, illustrated by Dan Yacarino. And it's a friendship story between a boy and a robot. Love friendship stories. That's what it's really all about. Tea Party Rules. This is such a fun one about compromise when you're playing, and a bear who pretends to be a girl's stuffed bear in order to eat the cookies at a tea party. Let's see, we have Wolfie the Bunny. This was another school fair book about a wolf that's adopted by bunnies. And as you just saw in Tea Party Rules, I have a lot of animals in my books because animals are often they're representing people, right? They have when we write animals in a story, they have emotions and they have feelings, and they're just like us, and they're very fun to draw as well. So my illustrators that I get to work with, and I get to work with wonderful illustrators, they love drawing animals as well as kids. So Wolfie the bunny, a wolf that gets adopted by bunnies. Horrible Bear. Here's another bear book. I love bears. This one was also a lot of fun, and this is about how you say you're sorry when you've hurt someone's feelings and how you make things better. So, Horrible Bear is so much fun. Oh, and then I mentioned I love animals, right? So I gave a lot of thought to what would be the perfect pet for us? And like I said, we're hoping to maybe get a doggy someday, and hopefully someday soon. But I thought a lot. And sometimes you want a pet that's maybe not the best match for you. You have to make sure you have the space and the time and that you have compatible lives. And so I thought about that. And something I'd always loved when I was a kid was unicorns and dragons. Oh no. And as the kid in the story finds out, they unfortunately don't always make the best pets or the best animal companions. And it's all about finding the pet that's really good for you. And he does, so it's all good. Lemmings, another funny one. Have you ever heard of lemmings? They're the funniest little animals, my friends. There was a myth that said that lemmings would jump off of cliffs, which is not a good thing to do. You could hurt yourself. And the book says that they don't. So they have to learn that they actually don't. And it's about fiction and nonfiction. Love nonfiction. Love reading new things in books. Speeding right along. Oh, hey. Speaking of nonfiction, we have lots of nonfiction facts in our books, Misunderstood Shark and Misunderstood Shark. Friends don't eat friends. Scott Magoon. Oh, I should my illustrators. They are fabulous. These were by Scott Magoon. And my friends, like I mentioned, I do the words in my books, right? And I get to work with illustrators who do the art. If you like to draw, please keep drawing. Maybe we'll work together on a book someday. And if you like words, maybe you'll be one of my editors, my bosses someday. That would be great. Dandy, this one is so much fun. This is about a little girl who's trying to protect the dandelion in her yard. So much fun. And again, see more animals. We have lions in this one. Check Barbarian! So these were so much fun, friends. These were about a little kid who uses his imagination to be a big barbarian like the hero in the movies that he sees, and it helps him overcome his fears, different fears, especially fear of the dark and fear of learning to swim. And you can too. We love books where kids are empowered because you know what? Do anything. Don't let anybody say you can't do something. Yes, you can. Okay, moving right along. That's life. This one was so much fun. This is like, oh look, I took a philosophy course. It's about all the wonderful things in life, all the funny sayings that we say, like when life gives you lemons, etc., etc. A fun, positive little book. Oh, we have a school story. The new kid has fleas. I love wolves. So, like we saw with Wolfie the Bunny, you'll see wolves in my stories as well. This is about a kid who was raised by wolves. And then for my dinosaur loving friends, how dinosaurs went extinct, a safety guide. Oh, this is illustrated by Jen Harney. We squeezed over 20 different types of dinosaurs into this book, along with safety facts. So things that we have to make sure we don't do because then, unfortunately, we might become extinct, just like the dinosaurs. And moving right on. Oh, this one is fun. This is about emotions. So don't blow your top about learning to breathe and be calm when we feel like we might explode. We have camping land. This is a different type of animals. This was like a theme park where a family who has a rough time on their first camping trip tries to go to an indoor camping theme park, but it's not the camping experience they were looking for. So they give it another try. Finally, I know this one has a silly name, my friends. Silly Boobies, a love story. This is about a red-footed booby and a blue-footed booby who they fall in love, but their families don't like it. A little Romeo and Juliet, a little Sneetches, which is one of my inspirations. We'll talk about it in just a bit. And lots of fun. Again, I know it has a funny title. It's about the birds. And there we are, my friends. So there's a bunch of my picture books. We have more books as well. Like I mentioned, woo, gosh, we have word books for your little brothers and sisters, the WeBCs, where we learn to be gentle. We learn to use our indoor voice, which is something I have trouble with as well. And we learn to use our eyes and not our hands. We have early readers like Monster Og. These were so much fun. These combine STEM learning with other things like being kind. So there we talk about magnets. We talk about in upcoming books we talk about robotics. We talk about levers, etc. We had a blast with these. And I'm excited to show you these two, my friends. These are my new early reader chapter books, The Cozy Home and Vacation. These follow Bat, Cat, and Rat, three roommates who are very different, but they learn to compromise and get along and have fun and little adventures. And we had some exciting news recently with Vacation. I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. And like I said, it is the book birthday yesterday of Duckie and Snaps. We cannot be friends. And we will read this one aloud and also celebrate World Read Aloud Day. So I think that was all of my published books. We have lots more in the works as well. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek, like I said, for some new books that aren't even out yet. But how the heck did I become a children's author in the first place? How did this happen? Well, I have always loved books, and I'm going to show you some of the books that inspired me when I was probably around your age to create and become an author as well. And maybe you know them. Are you ready? There, the Frog and Toad books by Arnold Lobel. wonderful stories of friends that are very different, right? Toad, he's short and he's a little grumpy and he gets a little impatient. And there's Frog, who's tall and he's very chill and relaxed. But they're friends despite their differences. And I just loved these books when I was little, and I hope you too. Little stories, and they have all these little adventures. Oh, I have a couple. I have a duplicate of one. Sometimes I can't find a book, and I go, "Where? I can't find my book," and I get another one. And he did other books as well. Again, lots of animals. And I saw these books, and I thought, "Wow, that's really great." I love these stories, especially about friends that are different, and that's something that I really took to heart when I was growing up. Now, again, I think I mentioned I am coming to you from New Jersey, but I've lived lots of places, and maybe I've even lived in a place near you. So I'm going to tell you all the places that I've lived, okay? Just the states. I moved around a lot of different cities as well. But when I was a kid, my dad was in the army, and so we often moved places, like you will when one of your parents is in the military service. And it was great, actually. I got to go lots of different places, see lots of different people, learn have lots of different languages and foods and cultures and music, and it was a blast. So here are all the places that I lived just in the United States. Okay, I was born in Texas, then we moved to Indiana, then we moved to California, then we moved to Alaska, then Kansas, and then Maine, then back to California, then back to Alaska, then back to California again. I think I'm getting this right. And then we moved to New Jersey, and we've been here ever since. And we really really enjoy it. Lots of fun, like I said, lots of animals. But it was so neat living on those places. People say, "What was the coolest place?" And I say, Alaska. Because it's cold. It's a joke. But one of the neat things we got to see there was, have you ever seen sled dogs? They have like huskies, malamutes, that dog. And they are happy, happy, happy sled dogs. They love to pull things, they love to run. And we got to see this wonderful big race where they race across Alaska, and they pull sleds, and they're just a happy team. And it was one of the neatest things ever. So I do kind of miss that. But again, New Jersey is wonderful. And maybe you're near New Jersey too. I heard there were some folks nearby that were joining us today. Goodness. So again, those were my inspirations, a few of my inspirations, and I thought, well, gosh, I'd love to try this too. I read stories. I would go to my local library. I would eagerly await the Scholastic Book Fair. I wanted every book in the flyer, but I didn't know that that was really like something that folks did. I didn't know that that was like an occupation that people could have, even though there was somebody that was making these books. And it wasn't until I was a grown up and I thought, oh, I'm going to give that a try. And I'm so very pleased that it all worked out and I get to make books for kids. It's a great honor. And we have lots of fun doing it too. So, oh goodness. Let me see. Let's talk about inspiration, more inspiration. So when I try to have an idea for a story, I often look at what's around me. And you could do this too, because everybody has their own creative spark in them. And when you go to write a story, one of the very best things you could bring is either something that you know about, because especially if you're writing about yourself, you're an expert, you know everything. And it's wonderful to be able to share that. But also the things that you like. And you'll see a lot of the themes, that things that I like in the books that I just shared. You saw all the covers for my books, but I'm going to share some of the inspirations. So I really like robots. So my very first book was, of course, about a robot.
Amy, I'm so sorry. You are so engaging. The kids are asking, and we're going to hear the story soon. So
Oh,
just in for the sake of time for the classrooms, the teachers are just a little concerned about
absolutely.
doing the story. You are a delight, and we could listen to you forever, forever. It's
Yes, I can talk about books forever.
I
So
know it's wonderful. We've learned so much. And just for the sake of time, we could get going with the story, it'd be fabulous. And then we can take any questions. We want to leave time for
absolutely.
questions at the end. I'm going to sign off, but I just wanted to let you know the kids are getting restless. They
I'm
want to
so
hear that
sorry.
wonderful story.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. They
One,
said, "Bill, 45 minutes." So I'm
I
like,
know it goes like that. Amy. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Okay, friends, let's talk. Let's do a read aloud of Duckie and Snaps. We Cannot Be Friends. Again, I'm the author, Ame Dyckman. The illustrations are by the fabulous Tim Miller, and this is from our friends at Orchard Books Scholastic. Just came out yesterday. It's the first in the series. We are working on Duckie and Snaps. We Cannot Be Brave right now. And as you'll see with Duckie and Snaps, even when they feel we cannot, they find a way of making sure that it can be we can. And here we go. Duckie and Snaps, we cannot be friends. We love to use every part of the book. So here we have used our end pages, which are the pasted down pages, to start the story. And what do we see? We see a bunch of mountains and an egg. Bonk, 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 bonk. It's bouncing over a jungle. I see bananas. I see a tiger. And here we go. See, I'm also in the jungle with my plants. Duckie and Snaps, we cannot be friends. Bunk, 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 bunk. Right onto a nest. And pop! I'm here. The egg hatched, and it's a duckling. She already has a bow on her head. Pop! The other egg hatched, and it's a crocodile. And you're here. That means we're here together. The crocodile wants no part of this. He says, yes, well, goodbye. Oh no, it's nothing. Holds onto his tail and she says, wait, he's come back. I like you, Snaps. Snaps? I'm Snaps? Yep. And here she has an amazing idea. He says, will I like this idea? She says, I hope so. Here goes. This is her idea, friends. She says, we can play. Look, they're on a seesaw. And look who's joined them, a bigger crocodile. She says, we can play. We can explore the jungle. And best of all, what does she think? We can be friends. The bigger crocodile says, no, you cannot be friends. No, we cannot be friends. We cannot be friends. Look at the expressions, my friends. They crack me up. Oh, but poor Duckie, she's so sad. She says, we cannot be friends. And Snaps just says, why? Bigger crocodile says, you cannot be friends because we eat duckies. Oh no. And Duckie says, what's a ducky? Should know. He says, you're a ducky. I'm a ducky? Nobody told me. Now Snaps can't believe what he has heard, and he says, we eat duckies? You must be joking. Bigger crocodile says, I'm not joking. Little yellow duckies are tasty. Fried ducky, ducky smoothie, ducky pie. Oh. Honestly, like who would, right? The bigger crocodile says, but I'm not ready to eat now. Goodbye. Snap says, phew. The ducky says, so let me get this straight. She's thinking about it. It's all sinking in. You eat duck? Snap says, I had no idea. I just got here. They just hatched. She says, but I'm a ducky. Now we cannot play. There's a big no sign. We cannot explore the jungle. And we cannot be friends. Goodbye. And she leaves. Poor Snaps. Look at his little face. He says, it's too quiet already. So do you remember how Ducky, like, she held onto his tail? She said, wait, wait. He holds onto her foot. Wait, he's come back. The bigger crocodile is the one who came back. And he said, I am back. And now I am ready, ready and hungry for fried ducky, ducky smoothie, ducky pie. This is too much for Snaps. He can't have this happen. He not to his friend Ducky, and he says, stop! Crocodile, everything goes everywhere, all of his groceries, all of his pants. Nobody is eating Ducky. Not you. Rude. Not you. Poor Tiger. He just says, huh? He was just eating his banana, has no idea what's going on. Huh? He says, not you. My friends, can a butterfly eat a ducky? No. So she says, not a problem. And he says, and not me. No eating ducky. And he was very, very passionate, but he also wasn't paying attention. And he hears, excuse me, Snaps? Oh, I see that. Bigger crocodile says, see what? Snap says, how would you like it if I put you in a pie? He's turned the tables and now he's making bigger crocodile think about it. And bigger crocodile realizes, I don't want to be a pie. And often this is what, when friends are saying or doing something that is not the nicest thing, if you let them know, like, hey, you wouldn't like it if I did this. And he's like, no, I don't want to be a pie either. Goodbye. And he runs away. Snap says, or Ducky says, really, Snaps? No fried ducky? No ducky smoothies? No ducky pie? And Snap says, really, Ducky? I'm not joking. Ducky says, so we can be friends? Remember? You could turn the cannot into a can. And Snap says, no, Ducky. We are friends. Aww, and they have a big hug, except, uh-oh, what is happening here? Growl! What could that be? What was that sound, Snaps? That was my tummy, Ducky. I think. I'm hungry too! Bigger crocodile says, finally, you gonna eat all that? Oh my goodness, no! And look, everybody's just in shock. There's Butterfly. There's Tiger with a banana peel on his head. You gonna eat all that? Oh no, what's Snap's gonna do? He's hungry, but he says, I cannot eat Ducky. I cannot eat Ducky. Little yellow tasty Ducky. And Ducky starts thinking, says, little yellow tasty. And as Tiger's leaving, the banana peel that was on his head goes plop. Ducky says, I have another idea. Snap says, will I like this idea? He said, I really hope so. Here goes. This idea, look what they're doing. They're all eating bananas. Well, Snaps? Snap says, I don't like these, Ducky. These little yellow things are super tasty. And Ducky just says, whew. And that, my friends, is Ducky and Snaps. And look, Tiger's still down there with the banana peel. There we go, my friends. That's Ducky and Snaps. We cannot be friends. Luckily, they found a way that they can be friends. And again, this is the first in the series. We're working on Ducky and Snaps. We cannot be brave right now.
Oh, that's wonderful, Amy. And we have questions. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. That was a
Sure.
delight. So we have a question. Someone actually asked, how many colors have you dyed your hair? They
Oh my goodness. I think I've had every hair color.
cute.
I don't know what's happening with my hair today. It has a mind of its own, and honestly, I'm not usually consulted. So, but if there's a color you'd like to see, let me know, and I'm
We've
sure.
seen you. I think even Casey and I, when we were looking and seeing all that you've done, did you have purple at one time?
I
Or-
have, yeah, I've had purple many, many times. Friends like it, little, when I go to festivals and stuff, friends
We
like it.
love it.
Just got really busy over the last couple of weeks. We just had some amazing news about one of our books. We won the American Library Association Theodore Geisel Award, Theodore
Wow,
Geisel Award.
congratulations. That's
For, thank
big.
you. And that was for our Bat, Cat, and Rat series for the book Vacation. So that was completely unexpected. I was actually watching the football playoffs when I got the call, and I just spilled a taco on myself. So
Mm.
sometimes the best news of your professional career isn't one of your glamorous moments when you are
Well,
doing
you look
taco.
glamorous
Uh,
today.
yeah, so we've just been very, very busy.
Oh, that's it
It's a good
sounds it.
background too,
And as a
but
mother too, and an author. And we have another question. We have a couple questions. So how long did it take you to write the book?
Sure. So Duckie Snaps, We Cannot Be Friends. I first conceived of these characters, I want to say back in 2016, 2017. It took a long time for this one to come together. It just needed the right time, the right touch. And we always have something in the pipeline. But I'm glad it did what it did. And again, to work with the wonderful Tim Miller. Oh, I printed out a picture of Tim. This is Tim. Like I said, folks, illustrators or book creators are real people.
Yeah, the illustrations are so much fun. They're so great. And that's
Yeah,
another question was, where do you get your ideas?
sure. So, like I started saying, inspiration comes from everything around you. So, of course, we're inspired by the books, especially books that we read and loved as kids. The themes of friendship, real life. My favorite actual book is Where the Wild Things Are, by Marie Sendak, because it was one of the very first books that showed kids having real emotions. If you remember, Max has like a little tantrum, and kids do have real emotions. Grown-ups have real emotions, and so I always want to portray that in my books as well. But I look around to my real life. So my kid was really into tea parties. We love cookies, so I wrote a tea party book. She liked carrots at one point, which was great. She's eating a vegetable, so one of the recurring themes in Wolfie is carrots. I love dinosaurs, so I had to do a dinosaur book and had an opportunity to do research. And just that the dandelion wars in our old neighborhood, all especially the neighborhood daddies, they'd get frantic if they saw a dandelion. So all of these things from real life can
You take it from where, like from what's in front of you, like you say, from real life, which is great and inspiration. It's a way of just being mindful, seeing what's in front of us and engaging with the world around us. Then someone else asked, how old were you when you wrote your first book?
Oh goodness. I was 3 years old. I wrote it about one of my stuffed animals named Ankh. It was a little green elephant that I got at a thrift store, or my family got at a thrift store actually. So I wasn't even his first home. I guess we rescued Ankh from a thrift store. And Ankh was green and he liked to eat his vegetables. Yeah, so that was my very first story. And
Wow.
I couldn't write then. Like I didn't know how to spell. And for some of our younger friends, if you're still working on your spelling and your writing, you could always get some help from someone. I mean, I get help from everyone that works on my team for books. I have an editor who checks, the story. I have copy editors who make sure I spell everything correctly. And like I said, we have wonderful illustrators like Tim who do the art. Books can be a team project, and you don't have to do everything yourself. So you can ask a friend. You if you like to do words and a friend likes to draw, you can do like we do and make books like that. And you don't need anything fancy. Making books is something you could do right at home. You just need a couple pieces of paper. You could fold them in half, maybe get the stapler so that they don't fall all over the place, and just go for it. And
We all have stories to tell, right?
yeah, and don't worry if it's not perfect the first time. I mean, trust me, like we just heard with Ducky and Snaps, it could take a long time to make a book, and that's okay. And you could do different versions of it, and you could just keep working at it. And when it's ready, then it is ready, and it goes out in the world.
Well, thank you so much. I think people are starting to go because they're going to lunch
Okay,
or they
sure.
have their next class.
Sorry,
And
but it
people are
jumped
letting us know, but they
right
said,
in.
so great. Thank you so much, is everybody's response here. So, Amy, please tell us you'll come back again.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. We have new books out all the time. So my next book
Wonderful.
comes out in
So
April.
we'll stay in touch. You and Casey and myself will stay in touch. And of course, everyone, this recording is going to live. We'll have it on our website. We'll, edit and just put it together so that it's on the website with information, sort of bookend for everybody. We hope you'll sign up to be part of Mutt-i-grees at mutt-i-grees.org, www.mutt-i-grees.org. Tons of free resources, fun virtual events. And Amy, you have been a delight and a highlight and a wonderful way to start the new year in celebration of reading, of literacy. Everyone has a story to tell. So keep telling your stories. It's how we're inspired. It's how we have the past, how we learn about the past and our ancestors and people that came before us in places we could maybe not visit. Our imagination. Keep
Totally.
being curious, everybody. Signing off for now. Amy, thank you. Bye, everyone. From our heart to yours, we love you and stay safe and do good things in the world. And we're here to help you and support whatever you're doing. For
Yay.
now, bye bye, everyone. Bye.